defence suicide, or veteran suicide. I've already posted today about thanking everybody. So this is only for people, well, I mean everybody's interested in veteran suicide, but it's, I don't expect everybody to watch it. I think there's been nine suicides in the past 3 weeks, veteran suicides. It's obviously, it's something close to my heart. I told my ex-wife that, and she said, can you post something about it? And because it was very, it's very close to home for her. It's okay for me, well, it's still hard now, but I mean, it was very hard for me when I didn't have any press. I was a man alone against the organisation, and we separated. It was I was the classic, one of the classic signs of someone who was about to kill themselves. And so every time the phone rang for her, she kind of thought, maybe it had happened. It takes a toll on them, and it takes a toll on the children. It's a big deal. It's hard to talk about it and not get emotional, which I'm trying not to do. But you can see the cupboard in the mirror behind, and this is not staged, obviously, but like most veterans, I imagine, somewhere in the cupboard, lovingly protected. I don't protect any of my clothes. If you know me, I'm pretty bad. But my uniform I protect. And it's still there like the day it was I left. That's that badge I have to give back. And my wife has had to, my ex-wife now, but she had to sort of, when I was on the road, at various times she's had to sort of clean up where we've been living and pack that away. And every time she sees that, it brings a very strong emotional effect on her. And I think a lot of the other people, I'm sure all the parents whose children have killed themselves in defence will feel the same way. It's the same problem. It is the same issue, and while I don't want this to go on too long, it's because defence is like, and I'm going to be a bit tough on them here, is to say it's a bit like Enron, that company that pretended to have fantastic profits and put out public press statements which were swallowed up by the press for the same reasons that a lot of the press statements defence put out are swallowed up by the press today. Thank God not by everybody. Less and less. So defence is a bit like that, and yet if you read the public statements on veteran suicide, you would think, wow, defence, is so good about mental health. This is why my ex-wife Sarah hates them so much, because if you read back in 2013, 14, they were saying they were spending more money on glossy statements about mental health than they were on actually making sure people didn't kill themselves. They certainly, it looks to me and my ex that they wanted to kill me, that they would have liked me to commit suicide. There's a lot of questions to ask about the psychiatric help they gave me, which was anything but help. And organisations make mistakes, but they need to stop putting out glossy brochures about how good they are with mental health and actually do more about it. And I think that's why the Royal Commission is good. I mean, why wouldn't you want to have a Royal Commission into veteran suicide unless you were worried about what it was going to say? I mean, surely the more information we can get, the more we can do to stop it. Why wouldn't we want to find out the truth? And I don't think anybody in Australia doubts despite what the public affairs people might be telling them. We know why you don't want a Royal Commission. Stop trying to thinking you're getting away with fooling Australia. We know that it's because you're scared of what might come out. Now, for want of a better expression, man up. I can only imagine what those parents must feel. I've got 2 children now, and they have been close themselves. I can't, it's not right for me to talk too much about it, but we have had issues, in our family, and they're ongoing. We're not the only ones, of course. We need to stop talking a good game, and we need to start playing a good game. And not all bad news. I think Angus Campbell, whether it's his public affairs and people or not, is actually, I think today was like the first time I saw him actually taking a little bit of responsibility and going, credit where credit's due, good on you. And I said, we could have done more. That's all people wanted. And if they'd done that back in 2014, when I saw them about it and said, look, it looks like you're trying to prosecute innocent SAS people in order to cover up. Well, I didn't know exactly what they were covering up, but one of the options was obviously they were covering up guilty people. You change the rules of engagement and you're threatening people with murder charges when, someone shooting too early on the battlefield is not a murder charge. And so where that came from, and I appreciate it, and they just fought me off. Now, if they'd called me aside then and said, look, there's some serious stuff going down, or even if they'd actually done something, it might have been better. And I don't make the same mistake on veteran suicide. Walk the walk. Stop talking the